Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another final countdown here on Pez of the Mind. I am, as always, James Phoenix. Joining me is Chriz the Mole.
Thundercats. Ho!
And Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hi.
She is a ho!
Ugh.
Boom!
I was thinking it, so thank you.
That's
Yeah,
a callback to a previous reference I made 5 seconds ago. Rewind the video, you'll see why.
It is. It's great. Anyway, it is. You've been watching our final countdown. The last, the last 4 of them that we've done. You might have noticed that this year is our year of villains here on the final countdown.
Mwah. And technically it's in the last 5 because we technically did it in December.
That's true. If you count December, it's 5. But we didn't officially declare it to be Year of Villains until January.
But we kept talking about it in December. Next year will be Year of Villains, and this is sort of a ease into it.
That was the prequel to Year of Villains. That was Edge of Year of Villains.
It was a Year of Villains at the beginning.
Prelude to Year of Villains.
The Chinese Year of Villains.
Perfect. So, for today's video, we are, because of course, yes, but besides that, for the month of May, of course, the first Marvel movie of the year, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, came out. So in honor of that, we're going to count down our top 5 Marvel TV and movie villains of all time. These villains from any Marvel movie or TV franchise. That includes ones put out by Marvel proper, the ones by Fox, the Sony Spider-Man films, and any affiliated TV shows, miniseries, anything like that.
Basically anything based on Marvel. Boom.
Pretty much.
It's simpler. It's simpler to just say that way.
It is. And anything owned by Marvel. It does, and that does include Marvel imprints, because I didn't use them, but I considered a couple of Marvel imprint characters. So,
well, depending on what they were, because let's not forget they also did Marvel imprint Star Wars.
true.
And that's just cheating.
True. I didn't use any of the imprint characters, but I thought about a couple. But I won't distract in case anybody has them, so I'll mention them later.
I don't. Mainly because, like I said, I didn't count them because most of the imprints are characters who started elsewhere.
True. Most of the one I was thinking of was Alpha from the Men in Black cartoon.
Yeah, thus that wouldn't be a Marvel character.
But it's a Marvel imprint. They own, what do you call it? The one that it's a part of.
But they didn't own Men in Black. Men in Black's owned by Sony. That's a comic based upon it, but the Men in Black is not based upon the comic.
The movie's not based upon the comic?
No.
Oh. Fair enough. I was unaware. Oh, good thing I didn't use it then.
It's all good.
Yep. Okay, so per the usual, we're going to go left to right so that I end at the end here. So we're going to start off with number 5. Pew.
All right, number 5. And this is only because he was sort of kind of cool, because that's why he's at number 5. If you can see, it's Ultron. He was kind of like an evil Tony Stark robot thing. And it was interesting, and he had some good lines, and then that was it. He wasn't that great as a villain, but he was mildly interesting, so yeah. Ultron.
Fair enough. Mole, you're number 5.
I also have an MCU villain as number 5.
Oh.
Loki.
Nice.
He would be a lot higher, but I will stress for people watching this, thinking, why is Loki so low? I mentioned to Jim, I looked at it more as their entire run as their villain. Even if it's one, or if it's multiple, just their entire run and how good they were as a villain as a whole. And then for the Dark World, he kind of got watered down a bit to the point where it wasn't fun. Otherwise, if that hadn't happened, he probably would have been at least number 2. So yeah, Loki, because he is fun. He's played great, and I'm sorry, in Avengers he was awesome when he's doing like his Simon face through the glass and stuff. It's fun.
Yep.
His Simon face.
Yep.
Simon will be looking up at us from hell, smiling.
Indeed. Indeed. Okay.
Speaking of hell, what's your choice, Jim?
Okay, my choice at number 5, which I'm glad I'm able to choose this.
Don't be an amalgamate.
What the fuck's an amalgamate?
When they merge the universes.
Oh, well, none of those have been in any movies, though. That wouldn't count.
They haven't, but I was like, I don't know why. I was like, you're going to find some way of. Well, it was in a fan cartoon.
No, I'm not going to the fan cartoon. I'm going to go with what I thought was a pretty good villain in a movie I actually just watched the other day, Professor Callahan for Big Hero 6.
Does that count?
The Marvel
I
logo's
think-
in front of the movie.
Was it?
I'm relatively yeah. I think it
no,
was.
because it says it was based. It says it was based loosely on it, but it wasn't released as a Marvel film. It was released as a Disney one.
Yeah,
sort
I
of
was
doing
like,
what they do with fairy tales, where they completely changed it and you loosely did it.
that was definitely Disney.
Oh. Oops.
Because, like in the actual comics, you got like characters who suck the souls of Holocaust victims and stuff.
Wow.
They completely changed it dramatically to its own thing and just based it upon the core of what the series was. So it's got like the based upon Marvel on it, but it's not like a Marvel film, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can use that if you want.
Yeah.
It'll make it easier.
No, I'm just saying he was a good villain. All I'm saying.
He was. I did like him. I love Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I got he was a villain because he was sympathetic. He had a good reason for being a villain. He wasn't just evil. He had something that made him that way. And I like how how they show at the end of the movie that what he's doing parallels what Hero was trying to do to him. And I thought that was really cool. But yes, Professor Callahan.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah. Just one other. I didn't use it. Just one other follow-up question: would Kick-Ass count?
That was a Marvel comic.
Yeah.
The imprint is owned by Marvel.
Yeah, but it's not a Marvel one. It's more third party.
Fair enough. Like I said, I didn't use it. Just curious.
Yeah, like when we did the DC one, we didn't include their more obscure ones that weren't. That we included one that was like the big ones, but not like because they've crossed over before, but not like the side shit.
Right.
They've also made like comics based on like 80s shit.
Right. Fair enough. Over to Pew for number 4 then.
Okay, number 4. Because he was not only he was more than he was more than mildly interesting. He was a pretty cool villain. Apocalypse.
I thought you would have had Victor Von Doom.
Oh no.
Which one?
Just because it's number 4, so any of them.
Oh, I see. No, I never liked his like I don't know portrayal.
Doomless.
Yeah, he was never. Every time I saw him, he looked funny. He never looked threatening and scary. And he's supposed to be super badass, like Ultimate, and he's like in the movies and stuff. So anyway, so yeah, Apocalypse. I liked it because he thinks he was a god, and he wanted pretty much to end all like non-mutants or make them slaves, and like just it's pretty cool how like he like interpreted his like godhood and recruited everybody else. I mean, plan on like executing not so much because he pretty much recruited the first mutants he found, which was not super smart. So, but like he tried.
Only he'd found Toad.
Yes. If only he found Blob.
So yeah, that was mine. Apocalypse.
Fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't totally crazy about him, but I did like his abilities. I like how he could enhance the powers of other mutants, and and how he just has like this innate connection to everybody. That was pretty cool.
I will admit I do love Apocalypse in the comics. I love Apocalypse.
Fair enough. Mole, number 4.
Number 4 I will stress it is a bad film before someone says that, but I don't care. The best Kingpin we've ever got, Michael Clark Duncan, may he rest in peace before anyone insults him. And basically, it's a case of this was a great performance. He did all of the stuff Kingpin does, like leaving the rose when he kills people, actually killing people, and he was just ruthless. He wasn't whiny like the Netflix one. He could kill unlike the cartoon one. He was just perfect as Kingpin, and also in the comics, they always say Kingpin's not fat. He's muscly. It just gives the illusion of fat. And I was like, when Michael Clark Duncan takes off his top and you see the fucking muscles, you're oh shit. And it's like a realistic portrayal, and he could physically be a threat to someone, which Kingpin should be.
Yep.
Yeah, he brought like an element of fear when you saw him.
He did.
Yeah,
He
I
did.
loved his Kingpin. I know some people complain because skin color and all the other stuff. I don't care. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like him as
Yeah, he was a good Kingpin.
Kingpin. Who did Jim for his number 4?
Indeed. It's me. All right, my number 4. You got it over here. And I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like this guy, but I did. I went with Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. I will agree that obviously if you're comparing it to the first movie, yeah, they did the same thing over again where Goblin was go crazy talking to himself and he's talking to his tentacles. I get that. But I thought Alfred Molina did a great job portraying this Doc Ock character as somebody who could be sympathetic. He was somebody who was much like Peter, but with his power, it went the other way than it did with Peter's. And I thought that he portrayed that conflict of himself versus the tentacles that were at first just modifying his own desires and then completely taking him over. And I just thought it was a really great performance. Thought the effects for the tentacles were great. I liked him better than Power Rangers, Green Goblin, and the mess that was the people in the third movie who were decent, but none of which really got enough development. So I like Doc Ock from the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I'll admit I don't think anyone hates Doc Ock. I've mentioned before now I didn't like the tentacle talking thing, but I liked the betrayal. I just didn't like that element.
Yeah.
I thought that cheapened him, but I liked the costume. And I liked him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the fact he died because I was like, oh god. Because just from the realization of, oh god, he's going to murder every one of his villains going forward. I don't mind Green Goblin dying. He's died in the comics with the glide. It was a fucking epic moment.
Yeah.
But then when Doc Ock sacrifices himself after he sees Peter and Mash, you're like, oh god, this is gonna be what happens in every one of their films.
Yeah, with Goblin it was okay because Harry's there. There's another Goblin. We could still have Goblin. It's cool.
I don't mean that. I just mean Goblin's death is iconic with how he died in the comics and stuff. I was fine with it if it was a one-off thing. Like I mentioned, like we mentioned with the Batman Superman stuff, him killing Zod. Cool, that's fine. He's killed him in the comics and in the second original film. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Lex, he didn't murder Lex.
No.
He didn't just do the same thing again, if that makes sense. I just didn't like the fact Doc Ock died. I wanted to see him again. Plus, if you kill him off, you rule out the opportunity to do Sinister Six later.
It's true.
Otherwise, what you're going to have to do is just throw Sinister Six together at the last second and have all of their fucking shit as someone's walking down a hall. But no one's that stupid.
No, I never do that, no. And Pew ran away.
With the spoon.
She did.
So over to number Pew.
Yep, hang on, let me switch my thing back over here. There we go. Okay, Pew number 3.
She came back and then she went. And then she came back and then she went. And now she's
And then
back.
she came back?
All right. So
Oh,
my
she
number.
stayed.
Damn, thought we got rid of her.
Now for number 3. Having seen.
It's apparently number Cat.
Oh my god, just ignore the cat. So number 3, having seen them in the comics and a cartoon series before, actually seeing him on the big screen, this had a big impact for me. And I really liked it. It is Ronan the Accuser.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved him. He was badass. He brought like anger and like fear, and you could tell that like even somebody else was above him and he wanted to prove that guy like what for, which I could get behind. And honestly, he was a really cool dude. I like him a whole lot. I like how his eyes glow purple. Look at that. Like his freaking eyes glow. What? No.
You have no screen.
No.
We see nothing of these purple eyes of which you speak.
He's got the purple glowy eyes.
That is the sign of a good villain.
I just thought he had a whole cool look about him. He had like his entrance, then painting the makeup on him. He had a good build up, like of presenting him. I thought that was all cool.
But I agree, he looked impressive the way he wielded the Infinity Stone and everything. But having not seen him in the comics, he didn't leave as much of an impression on me.
Well, I saw him in the comics, and also I kind of loved him in the French Fantastic Four cartoon.
What?
Yeah. They had like 12 episodes.
Okay, okay, one exists. Where did you find and watch a French Fantastic Four cartoon?
I don't know. It was on TV one time, and then I bought the DVDs later after it went off.
And if it wasn't French, how did you even understand it? Was it subtitled?
It was made by the French, but they had dubs.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There are questions that need to be answered there. Okay.
It was really funny. It's not a great cartoon for Fantastic Four, but some of them were good.
In all fairness, very little of anything they've made in media for Fantastic Four has been good.
Considering how it compares to the movies?
Is that the ones based on the film?
No.
Wasn't so it was going to be the Fantastic Four cartoon that was based loosely on the films. It was actually really good. It was just based loosely on the films.
I mean, I don't know if it was based on the film. All I know is that it was made in it was one of the French animation studios that I watched some stuff from.
Huh. All right, Mole, you're number 3.
Cartoon Mystique.
To be more accurate, X-Men Evolution Mystique. I went with that particular version because I liked that version. You had her being the headmistress of the kids disguised as superheroes, a concept which was actually better than Dino Thunder before Jim says it out loud. Because after I said this out loud, I'm like, he's going to try and turn this into Power Rangers without realizing how good this was. And
I wasn't even going to say it, but fair enough.
And she literally disguises the headmistress, and she's like recruiting the Brotherhood from the high school and stuff. And then as the series progresses, you find out about Rogue being her daughter and Nightcrawler being her son, and they went with all those storylines. And she seemed tragic, and she seemed good, and they did stuff where she teamed up with Wolverine in the past, and she seemed nice, and you know what I mean? They did the whole spectrum of her in one cartoon, which that's good. They didn't just highlight one element and just use just that one. So I like that.
That's good.
Over to Jim for his number 3.
Indeed. So my number 3. Let me focus off you. There we go. Put it on me. All right. So my number 3 is one I know you guys haven't seen or don't know anything about. So, but I thought it was good. I'm going to talk about it for a minute. All right.
Who is that?
I give you Hive.
Yeah, from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Correct.
I have seen that. Just because it's shit doesn't mean I haven't watched it.
Fair enough. I didn't know if you got far enough to see the part with the Hyde character.
I've mentioned that before now. Of my brother constantly watches that. So I always watch it. It's like shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hive played by Brett Dalton. Effectively, Hive is a powerful I should say in this continuity inhuman who can the concept they went with was that the entire organization of Hydra was founded on the precipice of reviving Hive, who had been banished through a portal to some abandoned planet somewhere because of how dangerous he was. He was a very early inhuman on Earth, and he was banished, and Hydra's organization was dedicated to bringing him back. That's why Hydra's symbol has always been that weird, like, squid octopus thing, because it's the many tentacles of Hive, which when he's in this is his human form, but when he's in his mutant form, you see some of that going on. But effectively, they managed to bring him back through the portal, but he doesn't have a body of his own, so he has to possess one. And the character of Grant Ward, who had been long played by Brett Dalton for several seasons, ended up getting tossed through to the planet because he was chasing Coulson, and they had a fight. And so they left believing that Hive was trapped there, only he possessed Grant Ward's body and then was able to be brought back through the portal and posed quite a serious threat, as not only was he powerful in his own right, but he had the ability to basically control other Inhumans. He basically blows some kind of a dust at them that would effectively take control of them, by stimulating the parts of their brain that will number one trigger pleasure for obeying him, and number two would make them believe that the best thing was to be with him, to be part of a collective, make them feel like they belonged. And so he started taking control of all these Inhumans, including Daisy, the main Inhuman on the main Inhuman on the Shield team. And it was a really dramatic story arc. And Brett Dalton just played this just so massively, like very reserved, but you could just feel like that the evil bubbling underneath. It was just a really good performance, and I really enjoyed him as Hive. It was a lot of fun. Pew, number two.
Number two is someone whose performance I super duper liked, Magneto.
The Michael Fassbender incarnation.
Yeah. I liked him because he was this Magneto, and not saying that Ian McKellen's portrayal of Magneto isn't as good or anything like that. They're like equals in my opinion. I just chose this one because I got more like feels, I guess, from him in this in that movie and stuff, because you can tell he's got a horrible dark past, being in the camps and everything, and you can like feel all the anger and pain as he does all the things he's trying to do. Like, and he's a very sympathetic, understandable villain. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, bright. There we go. Mole, number two.
Okay, my number two.
Who is that?
This is Tombstone, also known as the Big Man in Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon.
Nice.
For season one, they just kept talking about the big guy, and everyone was assuming it was probably going to be Kingpin, or some people thought it might actually be the normal big guy and all the other stuff. Then we got him, and he's basically like the 90s Kingpin, but a lot more ruthless and awesome. Like, he tries to pay Spider-Man money to do his job. Like, he offers to give Spider-Man money to stop crime, but only the crime he tells him to. Because, like, you're a hero, you're saving lives. I can appreciate that. You saving the civilians means the civilians are there for my criminals to rob later. I appreciate this. And when you're stopping a car robbery from some local thug downtown and you make the big circus out of it, the cops are distracted. My people can go rob the building they want to over the other side of town. You do the crime I want you to, and you get paid. Which does come back later, because when he's in the black suit, he takes him up on it and then throws the money away at the end when he gets with the black suit. And as you can imagine, Venom instantly takes it up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which is funnier because Venom's on the wall being Venom, all creepy and shit. And Tombstone just casually plays pool. Like, oh, so you actually want the money? Fine. Let's see what you can do. Like, he's just bored of him. And when you have the opera fight between the two, and it's so fucking good. Like, this Tombstone is just so fucking good as a villain. He's like the best animated villain we've had in Marvel so far. Over to Jim.
Thank you. All right. So going back on this one, this one has already appeared in the video already, but I went with the opposite of what Mole did on this, and I put Loki at number two.
Oh, you put him higher because of Thor: The Dark World?
Not the opposite. I said the opposite of. I chose not to hold Thor: The Dark World against him, because he is an amazing villain, both in his original appearance in the first Thor and in Avengers, and I think Titles did a great job. And admittedly, even though he was kind of
I just realized something.
What?
We used the same picture, just different parts of the picture. Because mine was the close-up version. Yours was the further away one.
Pull back a little bit, yeah. Nice. But yeah, because admittedly, he weakened him a little bit in Thor: The Dark World, but I did like how, despite everything, Loki was still in control, because by that point he was impersonating Odin at the end of that movie, and I thought that was kind of clever. I thought that was clever.
He does get major points for dating Taylor Swift.
Yes, that too. How long till she writes a song about him?
That's when he leaves.
Not as often as the internet thinks.
Fair enough. But yeah, I just thought Loki isn't just pretty much the most iconic villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date, and he does an amazing job, and it's always fun. And you can tell Tommy also legitimately loves the character. I mean, you've seen appearance. He's shown up as a character at cons. There's that iconic video where he shows up at the Marvel panel. I think it was before Avengers, and he's like screaming, "Say my name!" And there's a "Say my name." It's great. He loves the character and he plays it so well. Loki, he deserves number 2. Pew, number 1. Let's bring this home.
All right, number 1 is a character that has intrigue and mystery, and I got thrills and chills every time I saw him. I absolutely loved him. I didn't even know they were like a villain and what was going on until like the end of the series. But I have Lenny / the Shadow King. There's one is Lenny, and there's the Shadow King.
Pull it back a little bit. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay then.
And then back to, because this is how he sees her most of the time, as like a not imaginary friend, as a friend who like died, who's in his head because he thinks he's schizophrenic.
Okay.
But it's actually, spoiler if you haven't seen it, he's kind of possessed by her since like or him since birth, and kind of fucks with him throughout the whole show, makes him think he's schizophrenic.
What show is this?
Legion.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I only saw the pilot of Legion when we reviewed it. I meant to watch more, but never got around to it.
I love this show so much. Like, I just love it. I love her too. I love this character. Like, I loved how, like, I first, like, I thought she was like this cool, chill girl, like who legitimately was a person that existed in his life, and how she acts. She has like this mannerism. She's always like tapping something, or like she's got like a tick. And she's just very interesting. She's got a cool look. Like when she gets like in here, like she's got the whole crazy frazzled hair look at the end when she's going like slowly insane. And like she's just so cool. And then the Demon King, he's like fat, like bulbous, like disgustingly inhuman. And it's like, bleh, and it's just like crazy. And he's got like a ragged look.
Yeah. And that picture you showed, he looked like John Leguizamo from the Spawn movie.
Well, that's him right there. He's got this ragged little tie and suit and everything, and he's just disgusting looking. And he's just a really great, villain, because you only see flashes at him or parts of him at a time, and it's just awesome. Like, it's a great, and you finally realize, oh my god, they were the villain, and
nice.
It's just awesome. It's just, the whole thing is so very cerebral and fucking creepy. It just makes you like, ugh. Like, even after you watch it.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Mole, number 1.
Okay, it's been talked about on the list, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Magneto.
And I deliberately chose a picture of both Magnetos. And I will say
I tried
the
to find
opposite.
that. I couldn't find that.
I will say the opposite.
Well, Mole's better than you.
Yeah, I will say the opposite of Pew. If I actually prefer the Ian McKellen Magneto.
Okay.
Because this one's too nice as Magneto. Like, they constantly, because people like the actor, find a reason for him to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that one's the more ruthless villain. I love his Magneto. Don't get me wrong, he does the heel face revolving door in the comics too. But when you think Magneto, you think villain.
Yeah, generally.
I put it to you, even in the movie X-Men: The Last Stand, which was a piece of shit, you didn't leave thinking Magneto was shit.
No.
You left talk about everything else being shit. You never nobody was like, oh, well, Magneto was shit. You loved him in that. Even the part where they're like, we got the plastic guns, like, oh, they learned. It's brilliant, and he takes joy in like stopping the bullets when they're inches in people's heads and just dicking with people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get a sense that he genuinely wants to do the right thing in terms of what he thinks the right thing is, and he's not wrong. Of humans will always hate people like mutants. He's been proven right so many times, so you can see why he would think he needs to build an army to stop the humans. So it's just one of those things, if that makes sense. And I like that. I like that portrayal.
It is a great portrayal. I think I
did get the picture both, because like I said, I didn't hate the other one. I just preferred the other one, if that makes sense. Like, seeing that when he kills everyone, when they murder his family in Apocalypse is cool.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When part of you's just like, the second they do, you're just like, you stupid fucking bastards. Like whenever you're in an X-Men film, someone deliberately goes like in a bar or something and pisses off Wolverine, you're like, why?
Yeah.
Your character's just written to die at this point. Right.
That kind of reminds me of the scene in Apocalypse where there's like the Cyclops and Jean and I think Beast is with them, but they're like in the facility because they're trying to break out of the facility, and the guys trying to get them. They inadvertently break the chains on the Weapon X cage. You're like, you dumb motherfuckers.
Yep. And I just love the Ian McKellen one because him and Patrick Stewart, you get the real sense of, you know what I mean, the yin yang thing, like when they're playing chess and they're literally out trying to outbeat the one at chess, and it's obviously it's meant to be symbolic.
Yeah.
But it's just wonderful. And you're like, oh, that's so great how they got the friendship right and the respect.
Yeah.
Like when Xavier dies in the third one, when someone actually insults him, he actually says, "How dare you? Xavier was a great man." That's fucking brilliant. Like his nemesis just got killed, and he's like, "Don't talk shit about him."
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And he has some great dialogue in the first film.
He does.
Like the one of, "Oh, you're gonna shoot a lightning bolt into a giant copper conduct. I thought you lived in a school." And you're just like, yes.
Yeah. And I like how he broke out of that prison too, where like Mystique just injects a dude with iron in his blood, and Magneto's like, too much iron in your blood, just rips the iron out of his blood from like every pore.
Yeah. That was just so ruthless and cool.
It was. All right. And that brings us back to me. And I was thinking about this. There's a lot of great villains in the MCU and in other non-MCU Marvel movies as well.
And cartoons.
And cartoons, yeah. Anything, a lot of Marvel movies. There's so many great portrayals of villains, so many great villains to choose from. But
you went with the electric guy from the Ang Lee Hulk film.
No.
Zach. No.
Dear God, no.
Did you go with Thor from the Incredible Hulk TV show?
Is he a villain of that?
Technically, because Hulk's the main character, and his purpose was to fight Hulk.
Ah. Fair enough.
Or was it Gravity from the Incredible Hulk film?
Oh, that's terrible.
All right, what is it?
Now, when I thought about this, there was one particular villain that came to mind that normally you watch villains think, oh, that was a great portrayal. The villain's really evil, but very rarely in this kind of thing, there's always a separation. Very rarely does a villain really get under my skin, and really do I start feeling strong feelings toward a villain like that. But there was one that I saw that just was psychological, creepy, and just angered me so much that it's just like very rarely do you get to that point where like you hate the villain as much as the hero does. Very rarely can a good villain pull that off because normally the actors are so good that you like them, which is sort of the case here. But during the course of the show, it's so good. I went with the Purple Man from Jessica Jones, played by David Tennant.
It was interesting to see him play a villain as opposed to a hero for like a lot of roles.
And Mole, I saw you mouth something, but you're muted.
I said, "Oh no, that wasn't what I thought."
What did you thought?
Well, you said it was someone under the TV show that you just flat out hated, and also, oh yeah, he was so good. I was like, oh god, it's gonna be Harry Osborn as Venom from the Ultimate Spider-Man because you hated him because he's not fucking Venom. How dare they do that? But no, you went with a guy that when we reviewed it, you said you actually liked him.
I did. Wait, Harry Osborn was Venom in the TV show?
Ultimate Spider-Man, the first Venom, is Harry Osborn.
Okay, then.
Because fuck knows.
All right, then. Random.
That shows a lot of problems. I'm looking forward to the next one. 2017 one looks cool.
Good. But yeah, the purple man, I really liked his portrayal because it was the fact that he posed no actual physical threat to Jessica Jones. Like he's the least physically threatening guy, ever short of being me. And the fact of the matter is, he still had complete control over Jessica just because of what he had done to her and how in her mind he was, despite the fact that she had broken free from his control. And just that ability to control everyone around him, to make them do things. How he always seemed to be one step ahead of her, no matter how many times she tried to outsmart him. He was always just that much better, even turning Luke Cage against her near the end. He was just so good, and yet so evil, to the point that when it got to that finale and he still like wasn't being beaten, I was like, what is it going to take to beat this guy? And then when she finally snapped his neck, I was like, oh my god, it's over. Oh, thank god, because I didn't think it didn't seem like anything could beat him. I didn't know what they were going to do, and it just everything that he could do was so terrifying. It was like, and just without being physically intimidating. And David Tennant just so amazingly beautiful, all the sides of the character, trying to play the fake backstory of, oh, my parents experimented on me and gave me these powers, but no, it was the other way around. And just, I love the Purple Man. He's great. Amazing Marvel. Great job to David Tennant. The only thing that's a shame is, well, was glad that he died at the end, because, oh my god, did that character deserve it? He's not going to be back for Jessica Jones season 2 whenever that gets made. So
in 2018.
Is it 18? Okay, Mole, you're still muted.
I said, oh yeah, because it's a comic book show. They never resurrect people in comic book shows.
I know, but we'll see.
No, I'm just saying it could happen.
It could, and if it is, then I'll go for that, just because I love to hate him. So
he's normal.
He's normal. Let's go with that.
He's Roman Reigns.
There you go. So yeah, David Tennant is the Purple Man. Anybody have any honorable mentions they want to throw out?
Doctor Doom animated. Also Venom animated from the 90s and Spectacular. Both did it very differently. Loved both.
I was gonna say Dormammu in Doctor Strange was visually interesting, even though boring as fuck.
He did look really good, I'll give you that.
He looked cool, but he was like, I'm getting bored. I guess go back now.
I also would say I did love the portrayal of General Ross in the Incredible Hulk film. I fucking loved that. And Abomination, both in that film.
They were good in that movie.
That film is highly underrated just because it's made by Universal. Disney's done everything they can to bury it slightly.
Yeah.
But I like that film.
It could be worse. At least it's not the Ang Lee Hulk film. That one deserves to be buried forever.
Yeah, but that's what I was on about. This one's actually really good.
Yeah, that one's actually good. That was actually good. Yeah, it's an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, that makes it worse that they bury it.
I know. It's a shame. And that's the other shame, is that they can't make any more Hulk movies because Universal still owns the rights to him.
Yep. That's why, like, for Ragnarok's going to be a Hulk film too. They're just mixing it together because they're not allowed to call it a Hulk, but can use him.
Yep.
I wrote think it was cool how it took all the way until Age of Ultron until we finally got some fucking closure on the teaser trailer at the end of Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
About Hulkbusters, but when it wasn't really Hulkbusters, it was his Hulkbuster costume. With the and it was in a really shitty film.
Yeah.
In which a man who can run faster than speeding bullets got shot to death.
I just remember the thing you sent me about how Flash catches bullets.
How Flash catches bullets.
Flash catches bullets.
So horrible.
That is why, and that is why X-Men Quicksilver equals better than Marvel Quicksilver.
Also, I will notice people have pointed something slightly funny out with that.
Okay.
Have you noticed something fun with that? It looks like Marvel and Fox may slightly be working together a bit more, although they still keep shitting on them in games. Like Marvel v Capcom and Lego that's coming up seems to have done
and in
that.
comics where they killed off Wolverine.
Yeah, but they brought back Old Man Wolverine and stuff. So, but basically, what I was on about is, if you noticed, they both had the rights to the twins. In the X-Men universe, you don't see Scarlet Witch; you only see Quicksilver. And now in the MCU, Quicksilver's dead, so you only see Scarlet Witch. Like, they agreed, okay, we both own the rights, but let's not get people comparing the two. Let's just do one each.
Makes sense. Fair enough. And I'll give one. Mole referenced him earlier, using a different version, but I will give props because, to be honest, I grew up watching the '90s Spider-Man cartoon. I love that cartoon. I loved watching it, and I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I think of the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, I think of Spider-Man swinging around, but the villain that always immediately comes to my head is Kingpin. I love that Kingpin.
Yeah, that Kingpin was good. I just thought the other one was better.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I really that's because he's always the villain I remember from that show. Him and Michael Morbius are the two villains I always remember from that show.
Oh, see, I remember loads of them. Like, you had Sandman, Hydro Man, you had fucking Venom, which was cool. Hobgoblin was cool.
Yeah, Hobgoblin. I know they were all there. I remember seeing
The
them. But the two that
Spot.
oh yeah.
Don't go, oh yeah, that was a fucking great character. It's a more obscure character, and they made him fucking work in that. And Mysterio was always cool.
Mysterio was good in that show. Yeah, it's just for some whenever I think of '90s Spider-Man, the first two that always pop up: Kingpin and Morbius. For some reason, I don't know why.
And Carnage.
Carnage.
I will say, if we were going video game characters from Marvel, which we're not doing, a list of Marvel video game characters, I may have given a mention to Monster Rock.
Monster Rock was cool. That was.
Who did feature in a comic in the UK? We had like a young kids version of a comic, like really young kids comic,
Yep.
and they did Monster Rock in that for one of them. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That's nice. Yes. Really to know, by the way, folks, stay tuned because for the month of July we will be doing the top villains in video games. So.
Isn't that June?
That's July.
Oh, I thought it was June because that's when E3 is.
We can make it June if you want. I mean, there's nothing set in stone.
Why? What was June's?
I don't know. I'm gonna open the thing and tell you. Let me take a look here. Scroll. Let's see. June we didn't have one, and so we made it reboot villains.
Swap the two round because the only reason that video game one was put in one of the months, we said to put it on the month of E3.
Okay, so we'll do video game villains for that one. That'll work.
Spoiler number 1, Bowser. Number 2, Dry Bowser. Number 3, Super Dry Bowser.
Number 4, King Boo in a Bowser suit. Come on, Luigi's
Number 5, completely inexplicably, the first Goomba.
Ha. Yes.
The deadliest of all Goombas.
It is.
All right. So.
Yep, we're gonna wrap this up, folks. So
leave your opinions below. Tell us which Marvel villains you like. We'll totally read it. Honestly, cool. See you next time.
You've been so passionate. Yes, folks. Like I said, we'll see you next month for the top 5 video game villains. And thanks for joining us.
You've got to tell them to leave a comment. How will they know?
You already did.
Yep, you need to tell them again. And remember to use the word, remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel and tweet us back and Facebook this and Bing this and Instagram that.
No one Bings things. You get out of here.
Yeah.
I have a Chromebook and I totally use Bing as a search engine. I'm a rebel.
Nobody uses Bing as a search engine.
I did on the Xbox.
Really?
It was the default one. It's really good and it worked with Connect, and it's arguably as good as Google in some ways. And if you're searching with the voice on the Connect, and you just say, "Hey Xbox, Bing," and then you just Bing whatever you want, and it totally bings it up.
Okay.
And it is the second greatest Bing of all time. First being Chandler.
I would say Bing Crosby.
Chandler Bing. Come on, it's friends, motherfucker.
Fair enough. Anyway, yes, let us know what you think below. And
although Bing Cosby is the best Cosby right now.
That's not Cosby, it's Crosby.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
Fair enough.
I don't think he's going to watch this and complain.
True.
It's dead.
All right. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.